Hey, and welcome back to NBA Got Game TV. Thanks for tuning in, guys. When we talk about the greatest players to ever play, we always have hundreds of ways to define if somebody was great. One criteria always is, who did that certain player beat and how did he do against other great players? When talking about Michael Jordan, one thing that always speaks for Jordan is his 6 of 6 in the finals. But if we go a little deeper into this topic, we can see that Jordan beat a lot of NBA legends and destroyed a lot of dynasties to win his championships. So in this video, we will take a look at what superstars Jordan beat in the playoffs to win his championships. But before we start, if you like this video, please subscribe to our channel. Also like our Facebook page. You will find the link underneath the video. And without any more blah blah, let's go. We're gonna start our list with Isiah Thomas and Joe Dumars. In the late 1980s, the Detroit Pistons were known as the Bad Boys. With a new level of physical play mixed with a loaded roster of talented players like Isiah Thomas, Joe Dumars, Dennis Rodman, Bill Laimbeer, Mark Aguirre, the Bad Boys won 2 championships in a row in 1989 and 1990. Beating Jordan and the Bulls every year in the playoffs, it motivated Jordan to work even harder on his game and to change his style of play. In the 1991 playoffs, Michael had learned from the past and was now ready.
Eastern Conference Finals.
We felt this is the chance to make them back down or shake our hands. So it was an unbelievable feeling. But then when the games came, it was unbelievable nervousness too.
The Bulls were anxious to prove that they had learned their lessons well and began dismantling Detroit from the outset.
Hard right ahead to Jordan. Michael with the drive in on Vinnie Johnson all the way to the hoop and lays it in. Great look. Michael Jordan to Bill Cartwright. There's panic all over the Pistons' faces.
First thought I thought after the first 2 games, I thought we're in trouble because he's figured out how to play now. Once he started using his teammates and still getting 30, it almost became impossible to beat him.
It's Chicago in a sweep.
After all the losses and the frustration, sweeping and winning on their home floor was about as good as it got.
Magic Johnson and James Worthy. In the 1991 finals, the Bulls were facing the Los Angeles Lakers. Even though Kareem Abdul-Jabbar retired, the Lakers still had a great roster. Fueled at the time to prove that he's better than Magic Johnson, Jordan averaged 31 points and 11 assists per game to win his first championship. Patrick Ewing. In the 1992 season, Pat Riley signed as the new head coach with the New York Knicks. This roster was simply built to defeat the Chicago Bulls. Just like the Bad Boys Pistons, the Knicks' physical style of play should defeat Jordan and break the Bulls down. Patrick Ewing finally had a team that could really compete, and they were challenging the Bulls to the extreme.
We just came off a very convincing series against Miami. We thought we could waltz right through New York.
Knicks lead at 4-0. Yes, sir. Oakley just came over and annihilated Bill Cartwright. Knicks showing tenacious defense. 3. B.J. Armstrong with the spot up that shot. That's a violation. It'll be the Knicks ball.
We anticipated playing them a certain way, and they came out totally different. Physical, hungry, aggressive.
Chicago is a confident, cocky team. They've sort of breezed through the league all season. They breezed through the first round of the playoffs, and right now they're being challenged.
Big jam by Ewing. They are stunned here at Chicago Stadium.
They shocked us the first game in our place, which was very embarrassing to us.
This team is for real. If anybody took them for granted, certainly we realize that they're a team to deal with.
If New York has an advantage, it's the feeling that they can muscle Chicago inside.
McDaniel into Ewing for the jam.
This is a big, physical, wide New York team that plays you tough, and it takes its toll on you.
Purdue with the bad pass. Wilkins follows. Jordan knocked it out of bounds. Chicago ball. What a great effort by Michael Jordan. On top for Jordan off the screen. Makes the move. Comes back in the lane.
Clyde the Glide Drexler. One thing you can say about the Portland Trailblazers of the 90s, they always had loaded teams. This also goes for the 1992 Trailblazers. At this time, Clyde Drexler was at his peak, as well as his team. Having almost 7 players that averaged double figures, this Portland team was surely one of the best to never win a title. But still, Jordan was up for the challenge.
And Jordan knocked it away, and jams it, and the Bulls take the lead. Superman's back in the building. Superman is back in the building.
Time running down. The Chicago Bulls have won the NBA championship for the second straight season.
And let the celebration begin here in the Windy City.
Charles Barkley and Kevin Johnson. In 1993, after defeating the number 1 seeded New York Knicks as well as the strong Cleveland Cavaliers, the Bulls were facing Charles Barkley and Kevin Johnson in the finals. This Phoenix Suns team had 3 All-Stars on its roster, and Charles had just won the MVP that year, coming off a 62-20 season. But Michael again was up to the task, averaging an unbelievable 41 points in the series.
Of destiny. Barkley backing down, Horace Grant on the right side. Kicks it out back to KJ. Looks left, dribbles right down the lane, puts up a runner, scores! They're up by 4. Oh, Bulls just get out quick, out hustled by the Suns. We're going to have to see if they can respond to the challenge. That's what champions do.
The Suns sensing that they have the Bulls on the ropes.
It's going to be 7 games. This is going to be 7 games.
98-94. Suns by 4. They have the basketball.
Out front to Marley. Marley holds. Now to Ames. Ames runs into the lane. Kicks it out back to Frank Johnson. Open for a leader.
18-footer. No. Rebound. Jordan. 43 seconds to go in the game. MJ pushes it the other way.
Here comes Jordan all the way to the basket. Leads it up and in from coast to coast.
Now it's a 2-point game. 98-96. Barkley starts to back down. Barkley is double teamed. Out to Kevin Johnson. Now to Marley.
Marley eluding Jordan. Frank Johnson.
To Frank Johnson. Back to Marley.
Marley. Baseline jump shot. Way short. Knocked and grabbed by Pippen, who fell down as the clock expired. This ball's going to be Chicago ball.
It's Chicago's game to win or lose. They put 14.1 seconds up. Suns lead by 2. They're going to put the ball in Michael Jordan's hands.
You got Michael. You keep him out of the middle. No penetration. No penetration by anybody.
Michael Jordan will inbound. Pax waving for BJ to come back, and Michael flips it in to BJ, back to Michael.
They want Michael to get a full head of steam, try to keep him in the middle of the floor.
Michael, 11 seconds. Across the timeline it comes, goes to Pippen.
Pippen breaks inside. Well, Pippen got the step.
They go to Grant, to Paxson.
Paxson going for the win.
Here's Paxson for 3.
Paxson.
Yes! Yes! Hits the 3. Yes! The Bulls take a 1-point lead.
And this round is done. John Paxson nails a 3. That's the first score by anybody other than Michael Jordan in the entire fourth quarter.
Shaquille O'Neal and Penny Hardaway. In 1996, the Bulls met the young and hungry Orlando Magic in the Eastern Conference semifinals. The Magic at that point had one of the most talented rosters in the game, with not only Shaq and Penny, but a prime Dennis Scott, Nick Anderson, and Horace Grant. But this series was personal to Jordan.
The Bulls now await their opponent in the finals. The Orlando Magic are left with a 60-win regular season and the discouraging fact that Michael Jordan and the Bulls are still a level above them.
Unfortunately, there's a guy with wearing number 23 out there that had a pretty big impact on the game, and we just couldn't overcome what he did today, quite honestly.
Gary Payton and Shawn Kemp. In the 1996 finals, the Chicago Bulls were facing the Seattle Supersonics. Never before have 2 teams with better records played in the finals. Gary and Shawn were at their peak and rose their game to a new level in the finals, but Jordan would not let them even come close. Karl Malone and John Stockton. 2 times in a row we had the Utah Jazz and the Chicago Bulls in the finals, a true series that deserved to be called finals. The 2 Hall of Famers battled Jordan and the Chicago Bulls and played to the best of their abilities, but also these 2 legends couldn't stop MJ.
Opportunity to one.
Pippen into Jordan. Michael working on Russell. Brings them to within 1.
They scored within 4 seconds there. That's how quickly that changes now. Now it puts the pressure on the Jazz to score once again.
Jordan with 43. Malone is doubled. They swat at it and steal it. Here comes Chicago. 17 seconds. 17 seconds from Game 7 or from championship number 6. Jordan open. Chicago with the lead. Timeout, Utah. 5.2 seconds left.